Sign errors are usually caused if you are in a hurry or you're not sure exactly how to treat the different signs, the pluses and the minuses. They're very important in real life. Do you want to fly in a plane or drive across a bridge that's been constructed with calculations involving sign errors? I would recommend no. Sign errors occur in the upper math classes as well. You've probably heard the saying that you take calculus to fail algebra. There's some truth to that. One of the most common sign errors that I see involves variables, and so make sure you know how to do this properly, whatever class you're taking. For example, we have negative x squared, and in this case, we're going to have x equal negative 2. So negative 2 times negative 2 equals positive 4. Now, outside of that parentheses, we have a negative. So then that will reverse the sign, and it will now be negative 4. Make sure you understand how to work with fractions properly. One common error is not finding the common denominator when you're adding or subtracting fractions. For example, we have 1/2 plus 3/4 does not equal 4/6. You don't just like add across the top then add across the bottom. That works for multiplying fractions, which is actually easier, but you need the denominator to be the same. What you would do is you take 1/2 and you multiply that by plus 3/4, and that will enable us to have the denominator as 4. Then 2/4 plus 3/4 equals 5/4. Another common error when working with fractions is, let's say we have x plus 2 over 2. You cannot just cancel the 2's. I see that more than you'd think. X plus 2 is a package deal here, so you can't just cancel part of it. If you had 2x over 2, in that case, you could cancel the 2, so I think that's why sometimes people get confused. Calculation errors can be caused by being in a hurry, being overconfident, or being unsure about how to perform the calculation involved. It's always a good idea to ask yourself, does the answer make sense? If it seems way off, then it would probably serve you well to try redoing an equation. Also, make sure that you are doing everything correctly, like adding like terms. That's something that I see quite a few errors on. So, for example, let's look at the problem 2x squared plus 4x squared plus 3x plus 2 plus 3. The like terms here first would be the x squareds, and so 2x squared plus 4x squared would be 6x squared. Next, 3x is a standalone, so it's just plus 3x, and then plus 2 plus 3 is 5. And then also make sure that if you have some things in parentheses and there's a negative in front of it, the negative applies to every item in the parentheses. If you're using a calculator, make sure that you are in the proper mode, like if you're in radian mode, when you should be in degree mode, or vice versa, make sure you check on that. And that, especially if you see the answer seems off, that sometimes is a solution. And then also make sure you are typing in the proper number of parentheses, especially if you're using a calculator or a math app. Careless errors can surprisingly happen when you are doing well in your math class and you're just racing through your test. So, easy solution here, just make sure you take your time and check your work. One thing I hear a lot of as a tutor is, I understood it when we were doing it in class, but when I tried to do it at home, it just didn't make any sense. To solve this problem, you really need to put in the study time. You need to overlearn the material. When you're struggling through difficult problems on your own, that's when a lot of the learning really takes. Study in an environment that works well for you, that helps you focus, and that's different for everyone. Some people require absolute silence. Some people do better when it's not absolutely silent. It's just experiment and see what works for you. Late at night, afternoon, just figure out what works for you. There's lots of videos out. Find video instructors maybe that work with your learning style. Sometimes you can get into the recreational video watching where you think you're studying, but you're really not. You're kind of, I do that a lot myself. Too long of study sessions, I know, unless it's finals, of course. Sometimes if you've just been going on and on for hours, I've seen students' brains just kind of get so tired and they just can't take any more in. It might just be